Moving to oneness. Nourishing curiosity. Embracing differences. Becoming one.
Just as I was sitting down to record this episode of the Moving to Oneness podcast, hello, I'm your host, Meilin Ehlke, my phone rang and a dear friend of mine called. Why? She had felt me in her presence. I was in her mind since Friday, and yesterday she wrote me that she wants to call, and now she did, and it was uplifting. I felt embraced. And what she said, at the end, he said, good thing I followed my instinct, my intuition, and didn't postpone calling you. It had been her old way. And I have to say, I've been also sometimes, or more than sometimes, a person to postpone things. And not that I have to do it now really quickly, but I'm noticing in my life, and maybe it's the same for you, I'm not pushing things off so far. I'm following through. I do it with more intention, right? It's more of an impeccable act. It's also the way I take care of myself. I've always done it well, but there is a new, how should I say it? There is a intention, a stronger intention. It's like a feeling of, or a knowing, I have to fine-tune what I do for myself, fine-tune what nourishes me, fine-tune what keeps me in a higher vibration, fine-tune it more to my style, right? Are you fine-tuning it to your style? That is very important, and I've spoken before about the importance to find out what do I love to do and how can I do more of what I love to do, how can I do better what I love to do, and how can I ask other people or invite others to help me to become and do more what I love to do. So think about it. What do you love to do? What is the most fun for you to do? What do you want to do more that you maybe have missed? Like I'm noticing there are not so many more people dancing or going out dancing in my age. I'm now in my 50s. There are not many places, also generational things, right? They're not the discos anymore that were once everywhere. You have now parties to friends, but we've been more or less alone. And so I thought, I miss that. I want to bring that in. So I dance a little bit by myself already. But how can I bring it with others and set the intention? Can I do like a dance party here and there, or rent a place to dance? And a friend of mine just did that. And that's uplifting. A fine-tuning of how I keep my vibration up. How do you keep your vibration up? Or how do you raise it or stay longer in it? Because the goal for us, right, is all to go back to our natural state, to be constant at a certain level of a vibration so we don't fall off. But I think there is even support now at the moment, energetic, that there's more opening of your third eye. You may start seeing more if you have not been someone who saw more. You may notice that you're responding to messages from birds. I just had a moment ago, I had one. He is just jumping on my bench outside. He looked right at me starting the recording and said, yeah, have fun. That's a funny bird. Amsel, I don't know what the name is in English. It's a blackbird, has a yellow beak, and they have like a yellow ring around the outside of their eye. And he sings every night for me when I come home. And recently I was sitting outside, maybe 3 feet away, 1 meter away, and he jumped up the stairs. He could fly, but he jumps up and then he goes tuck, 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 tuck to the water dish of my cat, drinks a little bit because his beak was open, because it was so hot. And he sat there for a moment, sat there, drank, and I just observed him. And then he jumped in and took a bath right in front of my eyes. And I thought, oh, it's so wonderful that you feel so comfortable with me around. So who do you feel comfortable with being around? Or the other way around? Who feels comfortable to be around you? So the more we are who we are, the more you are who you are, the more I am who I am, doing what I love, you doing what you love, we doing what we love, and improving and fine-tuning and even upping the game a little bit at the moment. There's a little feeling of we're required to do it. It's needed. Something is coming for us to be more and more in our optimal state. To do what? For me, is it healing at the moment? I'll tell you in a moment why. Maybe for you, for your family, they need you. Here's the same. To be creative, maybe you're a painter, right? That you have ideas, you have to paint because your paintings will be needed by people. They want to buy them so they can hang in their room, or maybe they'll be photographed and in some kind of magazine, and millions will find it and observe it and feel the energy and the love that you have put onto the canvas. Or writing that book, but you being in a different state now than you've ever been before when writing that book or article or whatever it is that you create, work on. Even if you're an engineer, right, you have to be a little bit more alert because you're creating something that has not been here before because it's needed for the future. So it's an exciting time. So we're creating something new. Building is another word. Putting together, creating a structure, creating formulas of chemicals. Not chemicals that are bad, because you can use also natural ingredients, right? For medicines, for food, new building materials, new fabrics, new style of fabrics, colors, the list goes on. Transportation ways to produce energy. So for that, as you fine-tune to follow more your tiniest hints that you get while you're on a walk, maybe a bird tells you, right? In the shower, the idea comes when you're lying in bed, so don't push it aside. Do it like my friend. She just called me because I was on her mind. She did not push it off as she's done before. I have done the same. I've pushed it off. Yeah, I'll call and time flies and oops. Right? When the idea comes to act on it, to call your friend, to call your parent, your child, to call back the boss or your future boss, or the opportunity to have a new job, to have a partnership, a client, there is, in a way, a speeding up of how fast people materialize. So when we're starting materializing, which we all wanted and wished for, then that also means we have to act faster of our senses, of our intuition, of our feelings into the creation of it. How does that feel? What are you thinking now about? What are you acknowledging? What are you aware now of? Where you've been doing it, or where are you doing it, where you have improved? It's not it. I use the word again, fine-tuned, implemented new ways, or even looked at old ones that you once did but had given up. Yeah. So for me, it's a interesting story. My mother has suddenly now gotten cancer, and it's not a good one. But what it does, in a way, it changes the relationship. There is a whole new width, depth, height, alertness to it. And I'm going to stay at the moment in what we're noticing, what you're noticing, what I'm noticing, what is changing in our body, and as we fine-tune in the connectiveness to all, is that you're becoming more alert. You may be seeing things again better, right? We spoke about that. So that has happened to me. Suddenly I haven't seen faces in decades. And suddenly I'm seeing faces in the tiniest rituals or moments of meditative state. I don't normally go for too long in them. And all because suddenly an old topic is reawoken, and my mom plays a role in it. I remember she was the one who told me one day that once I saw a new who would pass on, transition, and even where one would die in the next moment. She said, Meilin, if we would go for a walk and you would say, no, we can't go this way, there'll be an accident in a moment, someone's going to die, we have to go this way. She followed it. And she brought that back into my memory. So this awareness that death is coming close, or it's becoming a topic of the possibility of death, opened up or dissolved a density that has existed within me, remembering. And I remember when I studied my shamanism, when I started out, it was for animals. And already on the first few times, I noticed I was singing for animals that would pass on. A person I would meet, and they said, oh, can you come and sing? And so I sang for the owner and the pet to say goodbye, to feel comfortable of what is coming, to cherish their time they had together. And I don't have really the words now. To celebrate, and at the same time to take away a little bit the fear. And so I'm remembering all the moments where that has happened. Where I would sing, and the next day the animal would pass. And why was I always there in the areas, right? So it was my role to do that. And why did they ask me out of the blue? Maybe they knew a little bit, or maybe they had they had listened to a certain vocabulary here and there that I had used, and they remembered. And this time, so I know all this about my mom now, 2 weeks that this is happening, then death came through my cats, that a few of them, I'm now in my 50s, had died around the same time of the year. They were bringing their energy also to the moment. So looking at the word of the feeling of death, and the first day it was a little heaviness. Because it happened more or less all around the same weekend, right? There was this a little bit of a heaviness. And I laid down. And the next day I said to my husband, I saw what's coming. And again, I have never seen much more, so I know what's coming. And from that moment on, I'm very calm. And it's really not a surprise, but it's what I've always desired, to be compassionate and calm and peaceful, the serenity that is within me, that I'm holding this space, that I'm seeing the beauty of this situation. And you may have had the same experiences. But this one person, what he or she is experiencing, right, goes into the family as a whole, not just the partner or the parents or the children, but it moves out into the larger family. And it's something is dissolving, and then suddenly all your friends are there supporting you. They feel me, so you're felt then as well, and they're there for me. And this is so beautiful to know. I'm talking on here, so. But anyway, it's difficult to put in words. It's more of a knowing how precious life is, and to be in the moment and not to look too far ahead, to acknowledge what is coming. We know death is coming. But it doesn't have to be as it always was. This is very unique, and I don't know if it's the time, if it's me, it's a phase, maybe it's the beginning, the start. There's an excitement of a vibrancy coming back to my mom, and a celebration of life. And I thought, this is how it should be. We always put such a doomsday over death, but we're fantastic materializers. Can we materialize this in a new way? Can there be so much more laughter? I know this throws up a lot of questions. I don't know if I have to stop the recording or not put it out. No, I'm going to do it. You guys know me, or you women know me. Many of you probably have gone through this and recognize certain stages. But so much is also dissolving at the same time. So there are also some holes that may have been there all this time, and they're dissolving, right? In a mother and daughter relationship. What is dissolving now? Can I become more me? Am I becoming more me? Is my mother letting go more? Is she also becoming aware where there was this moment once where she told me, oh, Meilin, once you wanted to jump this. Oh, I was small. I was just starting to walk, and I started late because of my cerebral palsy. But when I walked, I jumped onto this stem on the ground, and she said, oh, Meilin, don't do that. And she still remembers that she told me, Meilin, don't do that, and that she had thought at that moment, ooh, she should have not said that. So you see, almost 50 years, she has had that thought in her body, in her mind, having a bad conscience that she told me that so many years ago, maybe restricting me. And maybe it did restrict me in some ways. But now these things are coming up, and she's letting go because there's this coming change. And so for me, something is letting go. Naja, I don't want to revel on. I'll keep you posted. And I want to sing to this. Sing for myself. Sing for you you, sing for my mom, sing for my family, sing for whoever is going through the same, as a daughter, as a son, or the person who does have cancer. So you can be more you, so I can be more me, that we, all of us, can be more of ourselves. See the beauty within ourselves, see the love we have for ourselves and others, that we see the beauty in others, and that we come together in ways we have not experienced before, that we are together as we've not experienced ever before. This lovingness, this embrace, this cradling, this holding, this uplifting, this igniting, this happiness, this celebratory. Also in the moment of grief, but even giving grief a new twist, a new depth, a new lightness. Hình thành đủ lần dàn trao bộ bè, thành tay đâu tô sinh tát tát ta lần chờ. Bộ đi tay đặc sắc ta lục ô bà bắt tay đu bà tục cụ tô chúc ta bà bắt tay đi đu chắc ta bà bà bắt tay tục ta chắc tắc tắc. Bộ linh ta chúc công bùm bà ha. Chackan yundo win dan da linda da wondu don yen ya lin yen yin yum bu son do dun 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 du hai na nu wan ya chang kum bu lan dan dain dong bum bun dun gun dun dun han de ya lun yun no bum ba da akao wom ba tum bon ta kan dun kutu Pino lun yun yun na chana momo yo woman na nay 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 ya Wu nan yang go to go chang chang do ba lin din dia womo da yo lun dun 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 dan da lin dan dun bam bam bua way in a man yun do wonder line ya yum bum 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 boy yin dan 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 do way la la bum in ya wum bum 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 ban dan din dan dan dun dun dan din din dan din din dan dun 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 din ya ba bum wanda bam ben da dun jin da dalam ba down bum bum bun dun 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 da ain't dum bum bum ben den day don don dum bong gong gong ga la lan yam bum bum cha bam bam bao dun 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 wom bam ba dum ba dum ba bao wom ba la ni 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 no mo 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 ni 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 mam 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 mo mo ni 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 Wow, you can't see it, but my hands, I was really doing the dance and the energy was flowing, coming out of those sounds, coming out of the hands, out of the fingers, out of the body. So I thank you for being here. I thank you for listening to me, allowing me to share, inviting me to share and to open up. And I hope this also brought you some comfort if you're in a similar situation, some peacefulness, some uplift, some ignition to start creating those new structures, these new ways of products, services, of being, of materials, of liquids, whatever it is. Be who you are. Fine-tune more of you. Take the time to see how you can do more of what you love. And invite others to support you in doing more of what you love. And also bringing this celebration of being together with your loved ones. And the laughter and the laughter that I'm hearing it now from all over, of joy, this lightness of laughter. You know, there's these different, and also the laughter with the crying connected. Yeah, be you. I am me. We are us. I wish you a wonderful day. Do connect with us, with me, with each other in the Moving to Oneness Facebook group. And just feel yourself vibrate. Acknowledge your vibration. And sense the vibration of everything around you. This is Meilin, your host of the Moving to Oneness podcast. I wish you a wonderful day. The best to you. Bye-bye.